While many of you were out celebrating your Friday evening, carefree, full of joy and laughter, maybe drinking with your friends or playing games, going to bed early for a nice, peaceful slumber, there were some brave warriors that were locked into mortal combat, engaged in one of the largest cyber wars ever fought on American soil. On Friday evening, the unthinkable happened. The impossible became possible. The shit was unshat. Wizard 101 was hacked. One of the largest cyber crimes this world has ever seen. Wizard 101 was subject to naughty messages, potentially from a disgruntled employee. There's theories floating around all over the place. The forensics teams are already on the case, trying hard to crack it and figure out what exactly happened here. Perhaps this was a ghost in the machine situation where Wizard 101 itself became sentient and the AI took over. I couldn't tell you. All I can show you is the aftermath of this bloody battle. What happened is, on Friday, players of Wizard 101, a very popular MMORPG that I'm sure all of you are familiar with, it was extremely huge back in like 2008. I'm sure all of us have dabbled, but maybe many of you didn't stick around, but it does still have a dedicated community, and a lot of them had to witness something that no human being ever should. Horrifying server messages such as this. Now, just by looking at the game's trailer, I'm sure you're able to guess that the majority of the community here is on the younger side of things. It was a game that was marketed towards children, but it still, of course, does have like adults in the community. And as I understand it, it's a pretty well-maintained game. And on Friday, everyone was surprised to see all kinds of server messages popping up with some wild shit on there. And it seems like an employee went rogue. They may have been fired or let go, and they went out with a bang with one last oorah. Now, shortly after Doomsday here, the Wizard 101 servers shut down for maintenance. I'm imagining to fix this issue that they were experiencing. It was kind of like that scene in Harry Potter when he gets all the acceptance letters from Hogwarts, and the parents are like desperately trying to stop the letters from coming in through there. That's what Wizard 101 staff was trying to do against this one rogue hacker or employee. They did manage to stop the bleeding, but you know, it did cause some damage. Like there's scarring here. This wasn't a victimless crime. People had to see some very alarming server messages. Just to further explain what exactly happened, players were getting sent messages from the game itself, so little server notices that pop up on the side of the screen. And usually this is like a message from God in the game. This comes directly from the staff usually, as I understand it, so it'll be things like maintenance or upcoming things, or just basically things directly related from the game in an official capacity. But they use this system to just start pumping wild messages in there, such as this Walter White message, which it's kind of a banger. You know, I think this one goes kind of hard, but I knew they could do better, and they did. So let's go through some of them. Now let's spread these magically delicious cheeks and take a bite. This was one of the first messages players received, I believe, so an immediate red flag that started tipping people off that, you know, maybe something's awry at the Wizard 101 headquarters. You know, the office is maybe, in peril. So they got this message saying, email support at wizard101.com so I can get a raise. You know, that's not something that Gandalf would say, right? Like, that's not very in line with the theme of Wizard 101. But it's not that bad either. You could write this off as, you know, a happy little accident, like a little goof, a little Easter egg. But then from here, it gets a bit chaotic. So I'd like to show you an article that talked about this, and they hypothesized that this all could be a marketing stunt. And I don't want to take that completely off the table, but I think that would be one of the boldest strategies I've ever seen, to use dick and balls, fuck, and this game is shit as a marketing strategy in a game that's mainly aimed at like 10-year-olds. I don't know how well that would go over if it turns out this was a plan. I just struggle to envision a world where parents give a round of applause to the marketing manager at Wizard 101 who comes forward and says shit like, "Yep, hey, I was the man behind the curtain the whole time, you know, hey, this was my idea, so you remember when all your kids were getting messages in their inbox that just said dick and balls? That was me, that was my idea, I know. I fucking know, I graduated top of class. Anyway, Wizard 101, free to play, let's go, let's go. You know, tell your friends." It seems really unlikely to me, but anyway, let's get back into some of the other messages. This one's my personal favorite. This one just says, "The next world is my boss's asshole." And I'm honestly considering downloading the game. So if it is a marketing ploy, it worked on me, because now I'm on the edge of my seat. Are they actually going to put the dude's colon in the game? Because that would be an incredible landscape to explore. So this is getting me hyped. I think this is a great idea. Imagine the next DLC content drop for Wizard 101 is just some grown man's butthole that you cast spells on like hemorrhoids in. It's such an amazing concept. In another message, they said, Penguinz0 is the worst company I've ever worked for. Penguinz0 is the developer behind Wizard 101. So this one's kind of like the immediate gotcha moment, like, so it is a disgruntled employee. But it's still important to note that it could just be someone that was able to hack in and they're just framing it like this for the sake of an interesting narrative. Or it could be someone completely unaffiliated with the company that's just doing this to stir up shit and just do it for, a bit of a gag, troll a little bit. And it might not be an employee, though I do think it most likely is. I also quite like this one. The wizard police are after me. I like to envision a world where he is on the run, but he's taken his laptop with him, but he's still constantly sending messages while he's being hunted by Wizard 101 security. It's a beautiful disaster. And it's really not that big of a deal. I don't think too many people in the community were upset, but it does seem like Wizard 101 took it very seriously. Even taking the servers offline to address the problems. I don't think they've made like a formal statement or anything on it yet. Not that I've seen, at least not as of right now, making the video. But I imagine in the coming days they will talk about it. Like, they kind of need to, like, explain. Was it an employee? Or were you compromised? Like, what happened here, huh? I just want to know. I need the closure. Who's done this? Who would defile such sacred land as Wizard 101? But anyway, I think this was a net positive for the game because it put the game on a lot of people's radar again. Like I said, most people knew it from back when they were kids, not realizing it was still around. And I saw a few people say, I'm going to try the game out now. So it could have been a Galaxy Brain marketing plan. I just still really doubt it. If it was a little less intense on dick and balls and fuck and this game is shit, I'd be more inclined to believe that it was all marketing. Just saying things like wizard police are after me or email support or, the company's bad and I'm on the run. Then I'd be like, okay, that's more likely. But in its current state, I still think this was either someone hacking in the troll or an employee that got upset. Either way, though, a pretty fun situation. That's about it. See ya. I know a lot of people have made a hobby out of celebrating crypto bros taking L's, and this week they were eating good. Their bellies were stuffed because the largest L in cryptocurrency history, perhaps, just happened this week. FTX, the second largest cryptocurrency exchange, just went tits up and collapsed almost overnight, wiping out billions upon billions, which of course has financially ruined tons of normal people who never really understood anything about this shit in the first place and just were told how safe and smart it was to be in it. So they treat it like some kind of magical entity where, like the Tooth Fairy, they'll put money under their pillow and the FTX Fairy comes through and leaves a little extra under that pillow for them. But this time the Tooth Fairy came through and just burglarized them, and now that money has just been flushed down a toilet. Actually, it's even worse than that. It hasn't even been flushed down a toilet, it just vanished as if it never even existed in the first place. Now, a lot of people are looking back on this now with post-nut clarity, wondering how they could have ever ignored all the red flags about FTX, and more specifically, the man behind FTX, Sam. He went into an interview once and openly celebrated that it's a Ponzi scheme.
Like, you're just like, well, I'm in the Ponzi business, and it's pretty good.
And even after this, and him being very openly describing a Ponzi scheme, people continued to put tons and tons of money into FTX. And now, that's all just been vaporized. This seems to happen a lot in the crypto community. I think a lot of people are under the impression that everyone that has money is a genius, so they'll write this off as just Sam being quirky or something, until it all ends up with them losing all of their money. I just feel like it may be a level of brainwashing, maybe a level of copium where they've already put money into this, so they just have to fight tooth and nail for it and ignore blatant red flags, and just keep convincing themselves that this is eventually going to make them money, because they believe in the dream. And then most of the time it doesn't. This is like the 5th collapse of a massive crypto-based project in the last 6 months. Oh, while we're already here, I kind of want to see Atrioc pick up the FTX saga post-collapse.
All right, I'm going to try and explain what's been going on with FTX, which is the largest crash in crypto history and probably the end of crypto. I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can. So here's this guy, Sam.
I will say, off rip, I know he's exaggerating. Unfortunately, it won't be the end of crypto, but god damn it, is it a wonderful fucking dumpster fire in and of itself.
Sam Bankman-Fried. He's 30 years old, and he's been described as a wonder kid. He was put on the cover of Forbes as the next Warren Buffett, an investment god. He's also described as the most generous billionaire.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
The guy
That's what I
see
showed
next
you.
to me is the most generous billionaire in the world.
Hi, my name is Sam, and this is my story.
Sam has crazy hair. Sam
It is crazy hair.
in the Bahamas with Sam is 29 years old only, but Sam has $22 billion.
Or so he did. Because as of today, he is worth exactly 0 and facing jail time. So let's get...
Damn, I read that he had $22, but maybe they were just being nice. Yeah, I wasn't exaggerating. His net worth is legitimately non-existent right now. It's just wiped out. Also in the video, I don't know if Atriac's going to play much more of it. Big A probably won't let this one ride because it's a really stinky video. But when they're interviewing Sam, they ask him how he gets started. And I shit you not, he made it sound super easy that anyone could do it. He said, oh, well, you start with $10 million, and I noticed that Bitcoin was at $10,000 on a US exchange, but $11,000 on a Japan exchange. So I put my $10 million into Bitcoin at 10K, and then sold it for a 1K profit on the Japan exchange. And I did this every weekday, making $1 million a day. It's that easy. You just got to start with $10 million, and you too can be the next Sam. Literally, step one, start rich. That is almost every billionaire's story.
It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
God.
I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff.
And he never was. Don't be like Larry. Don't miss out on crypto, on NFTs, on the next big thing.
God, that feels so good. Oh my lord. I don't remember that commercial like that, but that is beautiful. Larry was not wrong. That is correct. Man called it. Maybe we all need to be a little bit more like Larry.
Safe. They know that crypto is becoming this big thing, but they don't really understand it. They're afraid of being called out of touch.
That's one other thing that I've talked about a lot, but I can never understate the importance of it. I think the way these exchanges, as well as just like general NFTs and crypto, the way they present themselves and market themselves is so evil. They are very clearly targeting either older people or people with legitimate FOMO, fear of missing out. They're always saying it's safe. You're going to make money. Like, there's really no risk involved. It's easy to start up. It's quick. Like, you are stupid if you're not putting your money in crypto because it's so guaranteed. And it's fucking wild how effective that is. Now, of course, I did the same thing. Yeah, 100%. Like, when this shit was hitting hard, and it really wasn't crypto, it was GameStop stock because I had such a bad, such a bad time. Like, I was so upset that I missed out on GameStop stock because I got told about it really early. I was like, nah, it's fucking stupid. So then GameStop happened, and then immediately the crypto boom happened after I'd already been in crypto for like 3 years prior, but just never got serious about it. Then I had such bad FOMO, I was like, fuck it, I'm going all in on like every crypto, and lost everything in crypto, in every department of crypto. Well, I guess I haven't lost it because I still have all of it, but it's all worthless now. It's completely worthless. Half of them are rug pulls anyway. But like the marketing targets people with my mental illness, where it's like, oh, you mean like it's guaranteed, like a cheat code? Oh, like it's safe too? Oh shit. Okay, then I'm in.
And just saying that it seems like a scam, so they start investing big money, but they want a safe option. And FTX, an exchange, almost like a bank, feels like a safe option. Here is an example. This is on Sequoia Capital, one of the most
nice
respected
Enron
and
hat
biggest
too. That's a nice
investment
touch.
firms in Silicon Valley. This is on their website. You can buy Bitcoin. You can send money in whatever currency to any friend anywhere in the world. You can buy a banana.
Huge.
Suddenly, the chat window on Sequoia's side of the Zoom lights up with partners freaking out. I love this founder, said one partner. I'm a 10 out of 10. Yes! Exclaimed a third.
What is that?
That's dumb enough. But then we find out.
I am a 10 out of 10. Is that flirting? Like, I don't even understand what that means. Like a 10 out of 10 on the excitement scale? What the fuck is that even in reference to? You can buy a banana. I'm a 10 out of 10! Holy shit!
From all the money coming in to pay you. And the only way this really will go bad is
if they ran
there's
out of
like
money.
A major market downturn and everything. Okay?
Yeah.
That's how a regular bank works.
Yeah, the way this goes bad is if the exact way FTX went bad. Hey, I want to withdraw my money. You can't. We can't cover that. You can't. We don't have the funds to cover your withdrawal.
You know, there's definitely some risk here, But in general, it's okay, especially because in a real bank, all of your money is guaranteed up to $250,000. It's called the FDIC insurance. It doesn't matter if the bank goes out of business. The government will make you whole. Crypto has nothing like that. Understand that, like, there's a variety of things that can be in this basket here. So imagine if instead of buying a house,
You're buying
or
Yu-Gi-Oh
real
cards.
estate, or things that generally are stable and appreciate in value, what if they bought a holographic Charizard?
Whoa, Bro, Big A and I are in the same fucking headspace here. Oh my god, we're mind melding. What the fuck? This is not pre-watched. Literally not pre-watched. My god.
Let's you say you give him $300,000.
No, I swear to god it's not pre-watched. He uploaded this during my stream.
All right. I'm
No,
gonna try to
I
explain
swear, I promise. I'm not a fraud. I'm no SBF. I've been streaming for an hour 30. He uploaded this 49 minutes ago. The math vindicates me. It proves I'm innocent.
So they have your money. They have more than what you've given them, but they don't have it liquid. So
not
in order
real
to give you
money
your money
yet.
back, if you're asking for it, they would have to sell the Charizard, collect their money, keep a little bit of profit, and give you your money back. Sell all of these Charizards at once without tanking the value of Charizards. Suddenly a Charizard
God,
is
rest in
very
peace,
cheap because they're
Charizard.
selling so many at once. Now imagine if instead of a Charizard, it was a dog shit crypto token. That
So
doesn't
good.
even have any basic value to begin with. What if
So this ties back into the CoffeeZilla video, in case anyone was confused when we were going over that. They put it, apparently, it came out in the research, they were putting everyone's money into shit coins. So I believe they had like Solana in there. They had their own like native one, the FTT token. Fuck, what were the others? Shit. There was a couple more. Literally just taking this money and putting it into shitcoins. So when people had this bank run, they couldn't pay them back because they couldn't sell those coins or anything. They couldn't actually give money back. So that's how all of it just started to crumble and collapse. Ooh, little jump scare here. Wanted to further explain this just a little bit in case anyone's still a little confused. So when you were putting money into FTX, FTX was then taking your money and putting it into shitcoins like the FTT token. And when people started to all try and sell, withdraw, take their money out, they couldn't sell off all of the shitcoins because they didn't actually have that money you put in anymore since it was now locked up into those other shitcoins. It wasn't liquid, so they couldn't pay it back, which of course leads to the eventual collapse. And actually, eventual is not even the right word. The sudden collapse of FTX as a whole. Honestly, the way that my brain keeps processing this whole thing is that it feels like you fell for a RuneScape scam. Like it's 2006, you were hanging out in Varrock and a guy said, "I'm doubling your money." So you give him like 100k GP and he just runs away with it. And you just never get it back. That's the way I'm looking at this whole thing now. Now, of course, I never had money in FTX. I always found it to be a little shady, so I never put anything into that, so I haven't lost anything here. I, of course, feel bad for the people that have. But man, looking at this in hindsight from an outside perspective, it really feels like people just got fucking blasted by a RuneScape scam.
who had something to say about Sam Bankman-Fried?
Big advocate for Sam because he has two parents that are compliance lawyers. If there's ever a place I could be that I'm not going to get in trouble, it's going to be at FTX. So,
You know, what they're doing right here is...
Hey, this is Mr. Wonderful, the guy that said people living in poverty is great because it gives them something to work towards or whatever. Fuck, I'm misquoting him. It was even worse than that. God damn it, what did he say? Oh yeah, Kevin O'Leary says 3.5 billion people living in poverty is great news.
This is according to
Fantastic
Oxfam,
news.
The world's 85 richest people is equal to the 3.5 billion poorest people.
It's fantastic. And this is a great thing because it inspires everybody, gets the motivation to look up to the 1% and say, I want to become one of those people. I'm going to fight hard to get up to the top. This is fantastic news, and of course I applaud it.
I applaud the 3.5 billion people living in poverty. Wonderful news. Now you're all motivated, idiots. So if you're not a billionaire like Kevin, it's your own fault.
Alameda Research, which is the other company that he owns, was making all of these terrible, terrible bets on crypto, with their CEO being a 28-year-old Harry Potter fan who also dated Sam Bankman-Fried. And I've seen interviews with her where it clearly shows she has no fucking idea what she's talking about when it comes to investment.
Whatever weird, like, meta food things, I don't know.
Meta foods?
Yeah, I feel like I did manage to get...
Starts taking money out of customer deposits at FTX and secretly funding Alameda Research illegally. This is illegal. That is where this becomes an N1 moment.
Interesting,
This is where
okay.
It becomes like a...
This is what's called a pro-gamer move. Sam taking money out of FTX to fund Alameda research is illegal and very big-dicked. So big dick, in fact, that it might just land him an actual prison sentence. You're not allowed to. It's illegal. And it's not shocking to hear that this was going on, given how blatant Sam was about, like, Ponzi scheme and all of that. But man, is it wild to actually see it confirmed and come out.
That almost all of the money on their books, it's just FTT token. They had a bunch of FTT token that they said was worth.
That's
the
great,
exact
though.
amount of everyone's
You gotta
deposit.
love
And
FTT,
so people
though.
realize, wait a minute, if
better
we
than
ask
money.
for our money back, you can't sell these to get enough value to make all our money back. Like, our money no longer exists in this vault. It's just a bunch of this fucking token. Which is this guy.
CZ.
Basically says, I own a good amount of FTT token, and I'm gonna dump it all. And that's gonna make the price of this crash because it already is a shaky investment. It's not really worth what you say it is.
To further expand on that a little bit, CZ went on Twitter slinging meat and said, So after this leak happened, he said, I have a ton of that and I'm going to dump it. And then he even made sure to say, it's not because FTX competes with Binance, our company, the #1 exchange. I'm doing it just because I want to be in the free market and this is a little off-putting. So he makes this very public statement, which of course sends everyone that has FTT token or anything related to FTX into a frenzy like, holy shit, CZ is about to crash this whole empire. So then everyone in the community, of course, starts to get scared because CZ's walking in like the Undertaker and about to hit the entire FTX with a steel chair at WrestleMania. So he comes in, threatening to flip over the table because now it's been revealed the cat's out of the bag. FTX takes your money and makes worthless nothing burgers out of it in the form of FTT tokens. So when CZ comes in with a fat load, there's no way that they're going to be able to sell those FTT tokens at that price to give that money back. And everyone else that's now asking for the withdrawals and wanting their money back before the worst comes to pass, they can't fulfill it because all they have is these FTT tokens now. They don't have the liquid assets to be able to give those people what they're asking for anymore.
And so Binance originally offers...
I do think, like, extending this further beyond FTX, I really feel like this is like something that could happen to any crypto exchange. Maybe not Binance. I think Binance is at a point where they're too big to fail. I don't think they're like insolvent or anything. I don't think they could be hit by something like this, but I feel like every fucking other crypto exchange can. You never know. Hey, again, you never know. I did say that behavior from CZ, while being a Giga Chad move, has historically been like a dagger in the future. Do Kwon said something similar, did something similar on Twitter days before Terra Luna died, in very similar and tragic fashion. So it could. It absolutely could.
Nobody can get their money out, including this fucking man, Tom Brady, who's probably going to have to play football till he's fucking 59 now.
Oh, no.
Like TSM.
No.
Like the Miami Heat, all of which accepted major FTX sponsorship deals that lasted 10 plus years, are all not getting paid. TSM is built almost entirely on this FTX money, which is not getting paid. Well, all of the audits for FTX were performed by the first ever CPA firm in the metaverse. This is the firm that Wall Street relied upon to do accurate accounting on fucking FTX.
Well, let's hold on. Let's talk about the first ever CPA in the metaverse. Is there any point ever so far where the metaverse hasn't copped a huge L? I wouldn't even think metaverse would be implicated here, and yet it still somehow finds a way to be front and center at another major fuck up. That is so beautiful. That is the gift that just keeps on giving. Oh my god, what a joke. And there are still people that firmly swear by the viability of the metaverse. Everything that it even remotely comes in contact with is ruined and trash. That's so wonderful.
And I said Pepe laugh because guess what?
Oh.
As of today, a few hours ago, it shows
Whoa.
that Binance's reserves are almost half of its holdings in its own token.
No.
It's the same problem. So crypto as a whole, basically every exchange,
Binance.
but maybe buying Bitcoin on Coinbase, is fucking fraudulent.
Rough.
It's all fraudulent all the way down. It's all a massive Ponzi scheme. FTX official and FTX.
Oh yeah, this is the hack I
wallets
was
have
talking
been
about.
hacked, with over $600 million leaving the exchange late Friday. It's convenient, hacked. I'm sure this is probably a last-minute looting by people that had access in the Bahamas to whatever was left of this fucking absolute Ponzi scheme.
Yep, the Miami Heat arena is named FTX. We said it on stream yesterday. They're going to need a new title sponsor for the arena. We won't pay anything for it, but if they just need to slap a name on the Miami arena in the meantime while FTX dies and burns, they can call it the Moist Miami Arena. Like, we're down. We'll be the title sponsor for fun. I don't know if that really helps them in any way, but we're super open to it. Until they can find someone that will pay the millions upon millions that FTX was paying or promising to pay. In fact, we'll probably, you know what, if we paid them $100, that's probably more than FTX will ever be able to pay them since they're worth $0 now. So if anyone works at the Miami arena, you know, reach out to our guys. We'll make it happen. That was a great video from Atrox. Atrox. From Atrioc there. That was beautiful. I would say even if you have your own Bitcoin on your own wallet, be very afraid. You don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with that anymore. This shit is so crazy. What's Bitcoin worth right now? Along with the rest of the world, TSM has been closely following the situation surrounding FTX. We have no insight into the matter other than what has been reported publicly. We are currently consulting legal counsel to determine the best next steps to protect our team, staff, fans, and players. To be clear, TSM is built on a solid foundation. We are stable and profitable, and we continue to forecast profitability for this year, next year, and beyond. We look forward to a great year in 2023. They made it... Okay, so last year they claimed they finally had profit. Okay. And it was a $210 million deal, not $260. I'll just take their word for it. I have no reason to doubt it. It's not a secret that I'm not a fan of prank channels. I just find the majority of them to be absolutely awful. Sitting through an entire prank video is like sitting through a funeral. It's just sad. I have more fun and get more entertainment when my hemorrhoids flare up than I do watching a prankster's YouTube content. I just find most of it to be bad. But right now, I'd like to show you a special level of dog shit. I don't know if you're ready for this, but I'm gonna make sure you are. This is gonna be a baptism by fire. I need to drag you kicking and screaming into the light and show you the final evolution of awful prank channels. This is like watching a Magikarp evolve into a Gyarados, but it's like really pathetic. This is a prank channel whose name I won't mention because very clearly they are just trying to get their name out there through very vile stunts. So I'm not going to be saying who it is. I'm going to treat their name like Voldemort here. And also, please don't go out of your way to find them or harass them or anything like that. But this is a small prank channel whose entire shtick is just actually harassing people in public and committing crimes and filming them as a joke. Committing real crimes that he himself is filming and documenting. This goofball is actually compiling evidence against himself. He's building his own case report against him. He is his own worst enemy. It's mind-blowing. I was going to make this video a few hours ago, but ended up needing to go out, and in the time that I was away, he went viral on Reddit, and I guess he panicked a bit and just went full cowardice and deleted the video that was having him go viral, which contained one of his worst offenses here. So I can't show you the whole clip, but I can still show you a piece of it and then tell you what happened next. So this is his jerking off in front of a Starbucks employee prank. Yeah, this bold little maneuver right here would absolutely earn you a spot on the sex offenders registry. This isn't just a shitty prank, it's an actual crime. It's sexual harassment. You could even make a case that it's fucking sexual assault, I suppose. It's not a prank by any means, because whether or not he was truly jerking off there, the effect is still the same on the victim. She has no idea whether or not you're jerking your tiny meat. Like, there's no way of knowing, but you are simulating it, you're making eye contact with her, and it, for all intents and purposes, it's real to her. Like, no matter what you say or do, like, oh no, it's just a prank, I was just pretending to sexually harass you. It just doesn't work. And this isn't even the end of it here. This goofy goober decided to double down, so the employee tells her boss, like, hey, this guy needs to go, he was beating his meat in front of me, and the guy acts like she's crazy and he has no idea what she's talking about, and he makes a big scene and song and dance out of it, like, oh, what? Excuse me? Touching my penis? Absolutely not. And just continues to go on and on about it. It's so fucking infuriating. It was making my blood boil watching him argue with her and her boss about this situation. It's just so fucked up, and it breaks my number one golden rule. Like, if I had 10 commandments, all 10 of them would say this exact same thing. A cardinal sin that can never be forgiven. Don't be rude to customer service workers. I think there's never an excuse for being an asshole to anyone in the customer service industry. Anyone who is, I think, is just a worthless douchebag.
This is our first time having Sonic. We never ate here before. Really? Yeah. Here, you want to fix the cup holder?
I eat it every day, so...
You're pretty tired of it, huh?
Yeah, sometimes. Should I get you anything else?
Oh, that'd be all. What's our total?
$21.33.
$21.33. Where is my card? Here you go.
I'll be right.
Yeet. Have a nice day. Easy. Damn, my adrenaline. That's funny. It's too easy.
Oh yeah, that adrenaline rush must have been nuts. What an extreme moment here. Fucking epic prank. This guy probably damn near has a heart attack watching Paranormal Activity. What a crazy moment. You drove away without paying for a meal. I also can't help but laugh at him saying it was too easy. His smugness is so goddamn pitiful. Acting like he's just done something special, that it's a criminal mastermind scheme that only a genius with his skills would be able to pull off. Like, bro, what did you expect? Every Sonic's employee to be a trained assassin who's gonna beat the shit out of you or, like, fight you if they notice that you're about to step on the gas? What you did isn't something that requires extreme bravery and talent to pull off. You're just an insufferable asshole, just constantly making customer service employees' lives miserable and making their days more stressful for no reason other than the sake of having 3,000 views on YouTube, you absolute scumbag parasite. I have no doubt he and his friend were so proud of this maneuver here, patting themselves on the back and talking about it for hours, bragging. Not only are his pranks absolutely fucking awful and literally documenting crimes half the time, but he's also just a genuine weirdo too. Look at the way he interacts with some kids at Walmart.
Hey, excuse me? Do you know where I can find the pussy at? Yeah, I can tell you don't get any pussy. What about you? Do you know where the pussy's at?
Yes.
Where can I find some pussy at?
In the back.
Okay.
Going up to children and asking where's the pussy at. I don't even get what the prank here is. Like, what's the joke? Is the joke that you're a creep and weird with kids? Like, what's next? Are you then gonna start trying to lure kids with candy out of a Walmart to see how many you get into your van as a joke? Like, I don't understand, like, what this even is supposed to be. It's just weird.
Hey, does anyone know where I can get some pussy at? I'm just trying to get some pussy, man. Ooh, nice bike. I like this bike. I want it.
Out of here, come on.
Hey, I'm just trying to get some pussy.
All right, come on, get out.
He's really exhausting the where's the pussy at segment here, but I mean, it's hilarious every time, I suppose. So now he's in the back of Walmart asking where's the pussy at, and then decides to try and steal a bike. So he just starts walking out with the bike, and an employee stops him saying like, hey, don't do that, get out. Then our insecure prankster gets an attitude about that, and I guess gets very salty, because then he just continues to insult the employee who's just doing his job and asking him to leave. Like, if you want to be an unbearable douchebag for your shitty prank channel, that's one thing, but why continue to stay there and make a bigger hoopla out of this than there needs to be? He asks you to leave, you could just leave, like you already got your shit content anyway, and now you just look weak even to your subscribers who start wondering, why are you now getting so offended?
Dude, get out.
Dude, who the fuck are you, man?
Get out. Come on.
You're a manlet. You're 5'5". I'm not afraid of you.
Okay.
Calm down. You're a worker.
I'm not gonna do anything.
If you put your hands on me, I'll fucking sue you.
I wasn't going to. Get out.
You're a manlet.
Okay, can you get out? Yo, come to the front, kid.
You're a small man. Are you mad?
I love the camera pan because his friend is the same height as the employee that this guy is making fun of for his height. So his friend's just kind of a cuck. Like, oh, haha, yeah, that guy's short. Ha ha ha, isn't that right? Ha 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 ha. This isn't nearly the end of all of the awful content this guy's made, but I don't think I need to torture you with more of it. It's just terrible. The majority of prank channels are fake. Clearly this one isn't, and it happens to be one of the worst channels I've seen for pranks. It's just fucking awful from top to bottom. And I just figured I'd talk about it since I've made a lot of content making fun of prank channels before, so why not make fun of the worst one? So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. It is wildly interesting to me how pranks have become synonymous with crimes, and I know I've made a ton of content shooting spitballs at and clowning on these worms that engage in this garbage, but it just blows my mind how now it seems like authorities are taking it far more seriously. They're no longer just punching with the soccer boppers on, they're going bare knuckle with the cutters out here and actually starting to punish more harshly these criminals that masquerade as pranksters. And even in the wake of all of that, it doesn't seem to have an effect on the overall quantity of pranks that are still just being posted that are just full-blown raw crimes. Like, there has not been a reduction in it. The fucking brain disease that these weasels suffer from is not being curbed at all, even though people are actually being arrested now for some of these pranks. And today Matt sent me an interesting one that I gotta yap about. It's a guy pretending to be a health inspector so he can invade a small business and harass the owners for some clout on TikTok.
I'm here for an inspection, food inspection.
For anyone who didn't get the opportunity to watch the original video, please go and visit my page. But just a refresher, this kid Amber came into my parents' establishment pretending to be a fake federal worker, impersonating himself to be a FDA food inspector, to prank, harass, and trespass onto my parents' property.
So the original video got taken down and the prankster privated his account. Big tough guy. I guess the jester wasn't liking all the attention he started to get. Even though that food inspector prank didn't exactly blow up for him by any means, the son of this family-owned business happened to have seen it and reached out to him to tell him to take it down and also remind him this is a crime. So this video from the son covering this, it definitely has put a lot more peepers on this degeneracy here. As of me making this video, the first part of him covering this food inspector prank that his family was the victim of, it has about 650,000 views. I am showing you part 3 here, which is, you know, after everything's been said and done, so that way it's like the most complete lore of everything. Impersonating a government agent is just a crime, and that's his whole prank. And also, according to some of the other people that talked about this on TikTok, this goober has done this same prank before where he pretends to be a food inspector. And then get a load of this, it's real knee-slapping comedy, because what he does once he convinces these businesses that he is a government agent, he then goes into the back and berates them. Makes fun of them, just insults them, and then he pretends to be checking things off and giving them advice on things that they're doing wrong, this and that. And that's the whole prank.
What you guys didn't get to see in the original video, which I do have security camera footage for, is him harassing my father for not knowing proper English, stating things that are violations that aren't violations, which if we listened to, we could have gotten into serious trouble for. I'll throw a quick pop-up on the screen, but this is him liking a comment stating that this is a felony, this is fraud, and could land him in jail. After I'd seen the video, it had already been up for 2 days, and I tried reaching out to him in his comments and in his DMs, which he politely ignored by blocking me.
He seemed to shy away when someone was willing to kind of stand up to him and put him in his place. He didn't like that very much. He plugged his ears to it, and then eventually privated his account, which is very odd because he's putting on such a strong face here as he kind of bullies his way into the back of this family-owned business as he's done before in the past, apparently. Now, I looked up food inspector prank because I hadn't heard of anyone else doing this, so I didn't know if this was like his galaxy brain scheme that he farted out for his dog shit content on TikTok. And it turns out, no, that's not the case. He actually just suckled this from someone else's teat. There's a handful of other deplorable losers like this that did the same food inspector prank where they just pretend to be a government agent and barge into the back and say that everything's a violation, basically. And what I've noticed in pretty much all of those is that they target small family-owned businesses and they look for employees that maybe aren't fluent in English, so that way there's like a language barrier there to create confusion, so that way it makes it easier for them to squeeze their way to the back here. So really incredible stuff here from the pranking community. They've got an absolute home run with the food inspector prank. It's a crime, and you are compiling evidence against yourself. That is always the most interesting part. You are committing a crime and you are filming yourself doing it. Like, there is no wiggle room for excuses or anything. Now, before showing you the rest of the footage, I want to show you something to cleanse your palate a little bit. Show you something exciting. Cheeky is partnering with the Vans Warped Tour, baby. That's right. Actual dream collab for me here, and to celebrate, we're giving away a bunch of VIP tickets. So if you want a chance to win, you can go to usecheeky.com/VIP. It's just an email you put there. That's it. You don't have to buy anything. We're doing this just because we're really excited to be partnered with the Vans Warped Tour. It is completely free. Don't panic. We're doing the email method here because that is just the easiest way to get in contact with the winners here over the next few weeks. So yeah, I'll fucking see you there. Cheeky at the Vans Warped Tour. You bet your sweet bippy. I'm so pumped.
Luckily enough, he went a little too close to home, and one of my friends was able to recognize him and let me know who he was, and he was basically able to reach out to him, letting him know that I was pressing charges against him and that he should take down his video. After the fact, he made a pretty lackluster, shitty apology just because he got caught. The apology will be on my page. It's hard to miss.
Something to consider, if the Sun never saw this video, this business would have no idea that it existed because they were under the impression that this was a health inspector that paid them a visit. And in all of the other instances of the food inspector prank, I imagine all of those businesses still have no idea that the individual claiming to be a government agent was actually just some fucking lonely-ass weirdo online desperately fishing for clout by pretending to be a government agent. They were the victims of fraud. So if the Sun didn't see this, that video would still be up besmirching this business based on fucking nothing other than this guy just feeling like being an asshole for the sake of a TikTok prank video. I'm very happy he preserved the apology, by the way, because the apology is about as bad as you're expecting.
So this is an apology video to the restaurant owner's son and the restaurant owner and basically the whole entire kebab corner. So I basically went into the restaurant and did a fake food inspector thing. And yeah, so I posted it on TikTok. Then the son reached out to me saying he's gonna press charges if I don't take it down. And yeah, so I took it down now. I just wanted to just like state it out publicly that I'm sorry, and please don't press charges on me.
He's begging for the charges not to be pressed. From what I can tell, this wasn't enough to tug on the heartstrings of the Sun here, who seems like he still wants to go through with those charges. All power to him. He's totally within his right to do so. Impersonating a government agent is a really fucking dumb idea. It is, again, just a crime that this guy is pretending was actually like, you know, a good-spirited prank or something. It's not. The whole point was him insulting this business and the people that work there for no reason. So I don't really feel too much sympathy for this guy. It doesn't seem like he seems to really care that much. He is clearly doing this just in response to fear of, like, punishment, fear of repercussion for violating the law. Also, a little piece of friendly advice, if you're watching this, shave that fucking mustache. It is hanging on for dear life. That peach fuzz needs to go. There's only a couple of threads left there. There are just little strands of pubic hair. Do yourself a favor, just shave it. It's not working out.
And since then has made pretty racially targeted videos towards Indian people. And because of that, he's still getting charges pressed against him. And funny enough, we had an inspector come in today, and guess what? We got the green light, and I'll put another pop-up of that right now. And I genuinely feel bad for the kid because he seems like the kid that you're friends with just to be the butt end of the joke. And if we learn anything, it's just to leave small businesses alone. All these prank videos can be fun and games until you start affecting people's lives.
I can't remember the last time a prank video was fun and games. Pranks in the last, decade have been so bastardized, it has just become harassment, or in some cases, just, actually assault sometimes. That's been another big one in recent years, where the prank is literally just, assaulting strangers. This, I think, would fall comfortably in the harassment camp, where that has now been misconstrued as a prank where you just harass people, and that's the joke. Anyway, I'm happy the son was able to find this video so that way he could set the record straight on his family's business, and also, maybe this will help dissuade others from doing a similar prank, because this shit super sucks. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. If you're standing up, you're going to want to sit down for this announcement, because I'm coming in hot. I'm about to hit you with the truth. I am not a drama channel. I like to joke about internet drama quite often. I think it's very entertaining to talk about some petty internet shit that goes on when egos collide and just other weird stories from the internet. I think that's very enjoyable. But I've never wanted my identity to be someone like a fucking teenage girl that constantly engages in drama or stirs up controversy with others on the platform. I know some people disagree, like, Charlie only does drama these days, and that's fine to have that perspective. I just personally don't see it that way and never really want that to be my identity. So this will be the last video I make about vegan gains. This will be the last time you hear Voldemort's name leave my mouth here. So I made that video addressing a controversy, talking about the video Vegan Gains made about me, calling me a hypocrite for eating meat, and calling out someone who tortures animals on YouTube. He's made a follow-up video. He had a 4-hour stream, which I tuned into because I wanted his perspective. I did open that video up for a dialogue. I thought that's what the goal was, but Vegan Gains has made it clear he doesn't give a fuck about a conversation, he only cares about milking the attention. So right after I posted my video, he went live on YouTube where he watched my 10-minute video for about an hour and a half. I want to say right away, I don't condone people going to harass anyone I make videos about. I hate that behavior. I will never encourage that shit. So the people that went there just to make fun of him or anything like that, you never ever have my encouragement or my blessing to do so. I think that shit sucks. But that did happen. He spent an hour and a half watching a 10-minute video because he'd stop every 2 words to screech and scream one of 3 things, one of only 3 phrases he seems to know: straw man, ad hominem, and poisoning the well. It was a truly insufferable live stream to sit through, but in between his constant short-circuiting where he was only able to regurgitate one of 3 words and talking about the Holocaust and rape, he made good points. He had very sound arguments that I respected. And not just respected, 100% agree with. But sitting through that live stream was tough. The constant pausing to dissect each word was more painful than listening to the animal screams in a slaughterhouse. But in between having a macho man meltdown where he'd, challenge people from the chat to come fight him if they disagreed or whatever, he said, "Charlie, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it," which I had every intention of doing because, like I said, I thought that's what the goal was. We each say our piece and discuss it. However, a mere 2 hours after the live stream ended, somewhere in there, he put up another video addressing it. Even though he had just gone 4 hours thoroughly dissecting everything, he made another video just to milk those titties, get a little extra drama out of this whole situation. He started his stream a little bit before I started streaming myself, so while he was still going, I had already started streaming. By the time I was done streaming, he had already posted another video that had been up for like 2 hours. So it seems like only a couple hours after his stream that went 4 hours dissecting it concluded, he made another video just to really reach deep into the colon of controversy to keep getting some attention out of it. I don't see what the point of the live stream was when you were still made up your mind about making another video, regardless of if I took you up on a debate or a conversation offer. So to me, that seems like you don't even genuinely believe in having a conversation, you just really want the attention from this whole situation. So to me, that seems like you really liked all of the donations you got during your stream. There was a lot of those trolls, like I mentioned, that were donating to make fun of him, and then people in his community donating to support him. So he made a lot of money off the controversy while covering the topic. He did send me a tweet asking if we could have a conversation while I was streaming, and by the time I saw the tweet, the video had already gone up. So he had already made up his mind that he was going to continue making videos about the drama to really squeeze every last bit of extra views he could get out of the situation. So again, after watching the video, a lot of points I agree with, and he even pointed out things I personally thought I messed up on. For example, misrepresenting points, that wasn't my intention. For example, the dog, Dr. Seuss tale he told, the weird shit about someone goes in their backyard and shoots their dog. The way he said it was, someone shoots a dog in their backyard. To me, that sounds like someone has gone into someone else's backyard and shot a dog for no reason. But I misunderstood what he was saying. With his galaxy brain, he was talking about the owner going in the backyard and shooting their own dog. It was a genuine misunderstanding, not some kind of sinister way to try and twist what he was saying. The main thing that you're right about 100% is in my initial video, I didn't make any arguments to counter you. I absolutely did not. That wasn't the goal of the video. I wasn't trying to debunk you or fight you on all of your points or anything like that. There was a few that I didn't understand clearly, like the dog thing, but I wasn't trying to counter you. That wasn't the goal of the video. The purpose of my video, the point I was making, is the way you conduct yourself, your character, is the worst thing for veganism and the worst look to people that are already sympathetic to your cause. You're not going after the actual animal abusers, you're going after people in the fitness industry that eat meat. You went after me because I called out an animal abuser, but I eat meat. You yourself didn't call out animal abuse. I imagine you'll do something for H3H3 because he called So Young out and he eats meat. You're not going after the actual problem. You're going after people that are already sympathetic to it and driving them away. That was my point. I wasn't arguing your beliefs because I'm not trying to convert you to my side or anything. And I don't care that you criticized me. I have thick skin. I can take it. Half of my content is dedicated to criticizing things, so I expect it back. The point I'm making is your entire history on YouTube has been actively shooting the idea of meat substitutes in the foot to people that aren't in the know. You say a lot of it's geared towards education, but if you look at the video you made about me, only a chunk in the middle seems educational where you talk about the alternatives and, well, here's what you could have done. That's educational. The entire second half of the video is you call So Young a piece of shit, look in the mirror, you're a hypocrite, 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 you do this, you're a hypocrite, she does this, she's not a hypocrite, you're a hypocrite, big hypocrite. That's not educational and it doesn't do anything. You're not challenging my beliefs, you're not making me reevaluate the way I look at things, that's just you doing an attack. And it's a big leap as well, the way you go about it. But since you want to play this game, I'll hop in the swamp with you for a moment and fight you on some things. Your comparison to me eating a chicken tender being the same as So Young torturing animals on YouTube for entertainment, if not worse, that is just outright ridiculous and you're fucking delusional. It's hard to have like an actual cohesive argument to that because it is so outlandish. That's like me saying you support the abuse of women and children by buying tickets to a movie. Hollywood has abused child actors and actresses constantly. So by you having seen even a single movie in your life, you have supported that. It's a moral high ground anyone can take against anyone for anything. You wear a gaming headset during your streams. You realize those parts that compose that gaming headset, a lot of them are made in sweatshops. Very, very immoral means of getting those parts, and you're wearing it freely. So by wearing that, you're supporting that kind of terrible thing in the world. I'm of course not the only one to make this comparison, but you keep dodging it. On Twitter, a user proposed the exact same thing, and your response was, "Oh, you're just retarded. You're not nearly on the same level of intelligence that I am. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm holier than thou. You're wrong. Look at Foxconn." I don't know if you're joking or if you're actually dumb, but Foxconn actually does use minors at their factories in China. They're being investigated for it. It's pretty well documented. And Foxconn's an extremely terrible place to work that's well known for workers committing suicide. So I don't know why you'd use this as an example to somehow dismiss the argument. But even if you did cherry pick like the world's best factory, it doesn't dismiss the comparison. That'd be like me saying, hey, look at this incredible slaughterhouse that treats its animals extremely well. This is representative of all slaughterhouses, right? It just doesn't make any sense. You just come across real dumb here. You're also pathetically lying on Twitter. I've never blocked anyone on YouTube. I had to Google where I could even find that feature to see if anyone's blocked. There's nobody even listed there. This is just an outright lie. You also act like you're some huge war hero that came out triumphant over this incredible internet battle where you slap me around on my arguments. But I didn't make any arguments. You said yourself I didn't make any arguments, so I don't know what you're going on about here puffing out your chest for. You also act like I'm afraid to talk to you, as if I'm hiding in some underground bunker in a shelter, avoiding the boogeyman of veganism, which clearly isn't the case. You decided to turn this into a video war back and forth instead of waiting for me to respond or see if I even wanted to respond. I only had a window for a couple of hours in between your live stream and then your pathetic speedrun attempt on YouTube drama by posting a follow-up video to Farm Controversy, and I was streaming during this window in the first place, so it's not like I've had all of these opportunities to touch base with you. You've made it clear your intention isn't a conversation. It's to just keep milking drama, getting as many videos out of it as you can. And if you want to go in the hypocrite route, you're a massive fucking hypocrite. You have a Teespring where you sell Vegan Gains cotton t-shirts. cotton is not only one of the worst things for the environment, we'll go ahead and set that aside because I don't think you give a fuck about that. We're going to talk about its direct impact on animals. The production of cotton accounts for 24% of the global insecticide market. Insecticide in the cotton production often leaks into the water supply of the nearby areas and threatens biodiversity and directly poisons the animals. So by you selling cotton t-shirts, you are directly killing animals. And not just that, you're profiting from it, which is even worse. In fact, it goes beyond that. You're paying someone else to make these cotton t-shirts for you, which are killing animals, and you're making money off of it. It's pretty extreme, man. That's a lot worse than what meat eaters do, people that eat KFC. I actually don't even eat KFC, by the way. That was the first time I've eaten KFC since I was 6 years old. And I really don't eat red meat. That was the first time I've taken a nibble of red meat in about a decade. But what you do is so much worse than those things, because people that do eat meat like that, the animal's already dead, with or without them buying it. But for you, that shirt didn't exist until you put it in production, so you actually just brought it out there and have some blood on your hands, whereas meat eaters, they're a little bit cleaner than you in that regard. I double and triple checked to make sure this was actually your merch store, because I couldn't believe that you wouldn't know about the impact cotton has on animals. I'm sure you know about the impact on the environment, that's pretty well known, but animals specifically. Because that seems like something you'd be very well aware of and want to avoid, but it is yours. I found it through your YouTube video announcement with it, and I get the video itself as a joke, but the shirts are real. I can order one right now, and people have ordered them, and I have to wonder if they know just what kind of impact that has on animals, and if they're okay with that. I know cotton is deemed vegan-friendly, but I don't get why. Animals aren't directly killed to make cotton, but the production of cotton directly leads to animal deaths, and getting rid of a lot of homes for animals. Now, I'm pretty sure you're probably finding a way to tap dance around that fact or dispute it. You're very tenacious, but there is a point that you can't fight on when it comes to cotton. We'll use the Aral Sea as an example. The Aral Sea was the 4th largest lake in the world for a time, but during the 1960s, local government diverted the waterways that fed the Aral Sea into cotton production, because cotton production is so water intensive. Over time, this drained the Aral Sea, and it's now the Aralkum Desert. It's just completely empty. There's no lake there anymore. All the fish that lived there are dead. The animals that inhabited it and used it as a watering hole are no more. They've either moved somewhere else or died as a result of the poisoning. Now, I know you and a lot of members in your community feel that you are 100% in the right, and anyone who eats meat can never be right and is in the wrong, but I'd argue what you're doing is a lot worse than someone that's eating a chicken tender, or people that eat meat to survive, or just as part of their diet since it's financially cheaper than a lot of the alternatives at the moment. You are profiting off of directly hurting animals through the production of your merchandise. I really can only imagine how many times you've stopped this video on stream by now. I imagine it's well over 100. It's probably about a 3-hour stream by now, dissecting each part of this. But I have to say, in your words, what's your excuse? There's plenty of alternatives to cotton that don't damage the environment or hurt animals. Why didn't you use those options? Why'd you choose cotton? I even decided to check all around Teespring and people talking about Teespring, because I thought, well, there's no way Vegan Gains would let this fly. There's no way he wouldn't know about this. Maybe Teespring's doing something totally different, getting their cotton in a different way. Like fucking Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood alchemy, just bringing it out of existence or something where nothing's getting damaged. But I couldn't find anything like that. All of their stuff is sourced outside of the US, and I couldn't find too much information on how or where exactly the procedure. So there is an option for 100% organic cotton, which is a little bit better than normal cotton, but you didn't choose that option. You chose 100% cotton. So there really is no excuse. I want to make it clear, I actually don't believe these things. I don't think this way. I'm just going by your line of thinking by comparing me eating a chicken tender to me being worse than torturing live animals on a YouTube video aimed at children. It's a very silly way of interpreting things, and you can see just how silly it is when you apply it in different areas like this. It's silly to ignore the fact that living in this day and age comes at a cost, and unfortunately that cost is animal lives. Vegan Gains, you may not eat animals directly or use products that are directly derived from animals, but a lot of the products you use every day have had animals die for that production. For example, you made a video talking about toilet paper being out in your area because of coronavirus. Well, as I'm sure you're well aware, toilet paper comes from trees. trees that animals once called home. But as deforestation continues, deforestation leaves so many animals dead and homeless just to provide that toilet paper for you, Vegan Gains. So that toilet paper you're wiping your precious asshole with has blood on it because those animals have died because of that production of that toilet paper. So you yourself are a hypocrite just for existing in this world because everything that surrounds you at some point down the pipeline had an animal die because of it. So there's no reason to draw this distinction between eating animals is so much worse than using products animals have died for. These are the same thing. Animals die on both sides. It's just a matter of which one you have morally deemed worse than the other. You march around like you're this morally superior celestial being, but you're really not. I don't find you to be like this moral authority of YouTube. Throughout your entire history on YouTube, it's been a controversial one. One thing you've done pretty often is make fun of people with cancer, which I think is very low. Even recently, it's not like you've progressed past an edgy stage. Recently, you made fun of a bodybuilder who took a picture with a child with cancer.
Cancer is an almighty killer, and I wish there was a cure for it. I, for one, will be supporting Team Lewis in the future and hope you guys will too. One day, cancer will be a thing of the past and the memory of Lewis will live on in the cure when it's found.
Well, Eddie, since we're still waiting for that cure for cancer to be found, how about in the meantime we try and prevent ourselves from developing cancer in the first place?
Vegan Gains defends this clip vehemently by saying he's clearly not mocking this child with cancer, but I don't know how he can possibly not see how it seems like he is by the way he's talking. If I talk to you that way, Vegan Gains, you'd think that I'm mocking you, right? Like, my name's Richard and I'm so mad at meat. That sounds like I'm making fun of you, doesn't it? That's exactly what you did to this kid in this very tough situation. He goes on to talk about how red meat is, very correlated with cancer. And I don't know what Vegan Gains' degree is in, but I actually did go to college for human sciences. Concentration was exercise physiology. I've taken numerous nutritional courses. Richard talks about carcinogens. One of the first things you'll learn throughout nutrition in university, at least in my university, is that's the most obsolete way of looking at cancer-causing agents in food. Every single food out there is a known carcinogen. Even the safe stuff that your mom tucks you in at night saying is safe will watch over you at night, like broccoli. Broccoli is a very well-known carcinogen. Almonds too. Everything is a known carcinogen, and the way Richard presents this is extremely misleading. He presents the research in a way that makes it sound to his audience that if you eat red or processed meat, you're gonna get cancer. And while yes, red and processed meat is significantly worse than a lot of other options out there, it's extremely fucked up, and he always makes it sound like it's the person's fault they got cancer because they ate red meat. It's disgusting. I really think it's pretty fucked up, and I don't know why you think you have this moral high ground just because you're a vegan. It's a belief that you've instilled in your community as well, where everyone that supports you or supports veganism as a whole thinks that they can never be wrong, and anyone that eats meat is automatically wrong, so they don't even want to hear their opinion. They get locked in this bubble, which I think is terrible, because hearing different opinions leads to growth. It helps you discover things about yourself, learn new perspectives. As cliche as all that is, it's the truth. When you're locked in an echo chamber, nothing really gets done. I don't know you personally, Vegan Gains. From your videos, you seem well composed. Your live stream was a different story, but again, I understand with everything that went on. But the way you come across, I would have to guess you don't have a single friend that is a meat eater. I get the impression that you couldn't stand to be around someone that is a meat eater because you find it disgusting, and you couldn't see yourself associating with someone that has a different belief than you on that in that field specifically. I feel like you'd constantly be trying to prove them wrong or prove why they're a bad person in relation to you. It just seems like you need to be around sycophants that constantly echo your beliefs. I could be wrong, I don't know, but that's the impression I get because that's the way you're perceived on YouTube by the way you're attacking everyone that's having a, meat on their plate. You're not really educating, as I pointed out earlier. You are still just going for an attack route that doesn't challenge beliefs, it just seems hateful. Another thing you have asked me and many other people, what's your excuse for not going for meat substitutes when you admit that they're better than real meat? Well, not everyone is as financially secure as you are. Meat patties from Beyond are much more expensive than traditional beef patties. It is $12 per pound of meat from Beyond versus the $4 per pound of just regular beef. It is a significant price difference that not every family can afford to make the switch to. In addition to that, in my area, personally, the grocers around here have a very limited selection of vegan options. In fact, there's a single rack that has Beyond, Impossible, and other meat substitutes as well as vegan options. It's extremely rare to come across. Now, yes, it could be ordered online, but then it's even more expensive from certain retailers. It is a more expensive lifestyle choice that not everybody can make. And to vilify people for either not being able to afford it or find it or know about it, I think is very wrong. Even during your own live stream during this, someone donated to you thanking you for the good work that you've done. They believed that you were doing a good thing, and you were helping them stay on the vegan path. He said he was 90% vegan, he still eats cheese occasionally, and the first thing you said to him was, you're not vegan. There's no such thing as 90% vegan, you're either vegan or you're not, you're a vegetarian. And you talked down to him. He was a fan of yours and you belittled him in front of the entire stream when he was very happy to support you financially, and you still talked down to him because he wasn't vegan enough for you, which is something I've noticed in your comments as well. When I talk about veganism in your comments, I'm really not talking about as a whole. I'm talking about certain bad actors in it. A lot of people in your comments attack each other. You know, a competition to be the biggest vegan. I feel like the content you make isn't geared towards getting people over to your side and seeing these great things veganism has to offer. It's more geared towards just getting high fives of approval, like, yes, you fucking owned that meat eater. And I just don't see why you wouldn't try and take the route of, here's what good things veganism has and you might be interested in. Hey, I see you were talking about animal abuse, you clearly care, here's some interesting things, which you did kind of touch on, but then still wanted to get those little, ass pats from your community in the comment section of, yeah, you fucking owned him. And I really do get the impression that it's just for the sake of milking a controversy because you made so much money during that live stream off it. And I think that's the worst part of it. Like I said, I had full intentions of having a conversation with you. You really didn't give me a chance because you had already posted a video by the time I even saw it. Before I even had a chance to reach out to you. You had clearly made up your mind that, yeah, I want to continue this. And now I just don't see why I would go on to debate you or bring you on the podcast to talk about it when it does seem your intention is just to grow from the controversy. You're getting a lot more views from this controversy, and like I said, you made a lot of money during that live stream. Again, I will never condone anyone going out of their way to harass anyone or anything like that. I have always vilified that kind of behavior and put it in a bad light, but unfortunately it's the internet, and there are bad actors that do that, and for that I am totally sorry. But I don't really have an interest in continuing a conversation with you past this video because I don't get the impression anymore that it's even genuine. I feel like I'm just playing into your hands to keep a toxic, one-sided debate going when we're really both in agreement on a lot of things. I just don't like you as a person, the way that you're conducting yourself on YouTube, the way that you're driving people away who are interested and would want to learn more. And even people in your own community, like, hey, I've been inspired by you and I feel like I'm doing a good job going vegan, you telling them, no, you're not vegan. So I am sure you will respond to this either during a live stream or the video, probably both like you did last time. But I don't think I'm going to continue this one-sided dialogue we're having here. And again, I want to reiterate, I have nothing but respect for veganism as a whole. I truthfully just don't like how Vegan Gains is portraying its appearance online. I don't like the reputation he's giving it, and that's the really only point that I was ever trying to make. That's about it. So yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how to start this video. I'm just kind of ashamed of myself. I had to see the end of the Baby Long Legs at 3 a.m. series. I had to know how the story wraps up. I got too deep into the meat of this one. So I went back to Weenie Hut Jr., Jay Hill's channel, and I looked at what happens when you drink a Baby Long Legs potion at 3 a.m. And the results are terrifying. 3 a.m. is the witching hour, and it's not something to play with. But Jay Hills, this guy doesn't play. He fucks.
Whatever you do, do not order the Baby Longlegs potion and drink it at 3 a.m. or you will turn into Baby Longlegs and you will die from the prototype. This video got crazy.
Just when you thought it was safe to drink a Baby Longlegs potion, I had already placed an order for some. I had to cancel all my weekend plans after watching this. I knew it'd be bad, but I didn't know it'd be this bad. This is a very potent concoction that I just wasn't prepared for. I should have just ordered meth instead.
What up guys, your boy Jay Hill's back on YouTube with another banger video. And in today's video, I'm literally gonna be drinking the Baby Longlegs potion at 3 in the morning, guys. And if you guys have...
It's honestly laughable how people still say that firefighters have the most dangerous job in the world when there's people like Jay Hill, whose entire career is about risking his life every day for banger videos, drinking potions, using a Ouija board to summon Big Chungus at 3 a.m. These are the real brave heroes that are putting their life on the line. 3 a.m. YouTubers are the best of us. And I was thinking about this recently after I saw it in a comment. There's so many kids that are growing up with YouTube because their parents are just absent in their life and they just force the internet to raise their kids, so they're just on their parents' iPad forever just watching YouTube videos endlessly. They're growing up with shit like Jay Hill's 3 a.m. challenges and all of that, so that when they get older, they're going to look back at this content as if it was good. Like, this is going to be nostalgic content for them. That's so fucking sad. They're going to be like, oh, the good old days back when Jay Hill was still going to an abandoned Toys R Us and snorting baby longlegs potion next to the dumpster.
And find the potion that I left, and I'm literally gonna be drinking it near the toy store, and I think I'm gonna be coming into like a little baby or something. I have no idea what's gonna be happening, but
he sounds like a Nightcore version of Bert from Bert and Ernie. And this is a pretty risky stunt, so credit where credit's due. He explains that he got the potion in a McDonald's Happy Meal, naturally, as we all have, I'm sure, and he left it at a toy store, so now he has to go back to the toy store to drink it, and this is big. You know, he's putting it all out there. He's ready to risk it all. He's going there, he's going to drink it after the toy store closes in their parking lot, so there is a chance that he just gets trespassed, or maybe after explaining what he's doing, they throw him into a padded cell.
Now.
Yo, guys! Yo!
Now I'm feeling bad. Okay, let's do this.
This part's pretty hype. He makes himself a sausage and then watches a Poppy's Playtime fan animation in order to study up on what it's going to be like to become baby longlegs. And he spends about 10 minutes just nibbling on the end of his sausage. I've never seen someone eat a sausage like he does. A lot of the time, he usually just puts it in his mouth and lets it rest there. And he kind of just treats it like a popsicle sometimes, where he just kind of sucks on it, like he's trying to let it melt in his mouth. So, I mean, maybe he's already got that baby DNA in him, so he's treating it like his mother's teat or something. I couldn't tell you, but it was a really interesting way of watching someone slowly consume a hot dog.
Garbage or anything? Yo. Oh my god, I might have actually put the Happy Meals in here, guys, but I don't know where I actually put it. What if, like, an employee ended up grabbing the baby longlegs potion and probably bringed it inside of there, guys, but I literally have no idea.
I feel like when I watch Jay Hills, I'm watching an episode of the Rugrats, where Tommy's going over a mission that the baby's gotta do. He speaks like an actual toddler. What if the employee bringed it inside of there? Now, I think there is an argument to be made that it's not done to, like, seriously. Like, he's doing it just to game the algorithm, and he's doing it, like, satirical. Though, he's been doing it for so long, and the people watching aren't in on the joke. The comments are literal kids, like actual children. So, even if it is done as satire, it's still mainly just making the content that he's supposedly making fun of. So I don't know, it's just in some weird purgatory here, but god damn it, I can't help but appreciate the lunacy of it.
Yo, guys, it's literally the baby longlegs potion right over here, and yo, there's a spider on it. Oh my god, guys, okay, I'm literally just gonna be bringing this back inside of my car.
I don't think that was a spider. I mean, call me crazy, maybe I'm taking stupid pills, but I don't think that was a spider at all. This is blowing my mind, but luckily we found the baby longlegs potion.
You guys, I literally took a little sip of it. It tastes so bad. Yo, this is probably the worst tasting potion I've ever. Yo, I think the symptoms are kicking in already.
I absolutely love that while he's mighty morphing into baby longlegs, his voice doesn't change. When he's doing baby voice and his normal YouTube voice, it's exactly the same. So it's hard for me as a spectator to know which one's Jay and which one's baby longlegs.
Yo, it hasn't even been 2 minutes. Baby mama. Yo, guys, it hasn't even been 2 minutes and I feel like I'm literally turning into a baby. I'm literally shrinking right now, mama, I'm shrinking, mama.
Now, I'm not a huge sports fan anymore, but I'm pretty sure that's a Toronto Blue Jays hat, and if so, this is definitely the most mature Blue Jays fan I've ever seen. The transformation is well underway. We're about to lose him here. Soon there will be no Jay, and it will only be Baby Longlegs left.
Feeling it right now. Oh my god. It's gonna happen.
Oh my god, guys, look, it's me, I'm a baby. Look, down here, right over here. Whoa, this is so cool, I'm literally moving my whole body. Yo, I'm literally a baby right now.
Zoinks! It looks like the Baby Longlegs potion worked. Man, polyjuiced right into Baby Longlegs. My goodness. I can't help but appreciate that he keeps using this same 3D model, which I'm assuming was just a free download somewhere, but it looks nothing like Baby Longlegs. It looks closer to like a macaroni noodle. I don't know why he settled on this one. Surely there was something a bit closer to Baby Longlegs that he could find somewhere, but for some reason, he just ends up with this abomination.
Guys, I'm literally crawling right now. Whoa, do you guys see me crawling? Whoa, I'm literally so far from the camera, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Whoa, guys, I literally just crawled there. I'm gonna come back, guys, I'm literally coming back. Whoa, guys.
It's a miracle. A lot of people say that some things are impossible in this world. Just show them this video. I think this is a great lesson that if you just set your mind to it, there's a potion that will unlock that potential. You know, anything is possible. And this right here proves it. He became Baby Longlegs. He said, you know what? I want to drink the potion and become Baby Longlegs. And look at him. Now he's crawling. Can you believe it? He's literally crawling right now.
But guys, I was hearing prototype somewhere. I don't know if he's gonna be somewhere over here.
And now he's dead. Taken too soon. Prototype came out of nowhere and struck him down. God rest his soul. Jay Hills was never seen again. This was the last thing he ever posted, and my lord, he's in a better place now, I'm sure. I don't know if he went back into the normal Jay Hills body or if he's now in the afterlife as Baby Longlegs. I'm no quantum scientist, so I couldn't tell you for sure. All I know is Jay died doing what he loved, drinking a Baby Longlegs potion. And you can't help but respect that. Anyway, that's about it. So yeah. Instagram comedians are shitty, everyone knows that. There's nothing more that can be said about Instagram comedians that hasn't already been said about a gas station urinal. But what's worse than an Instagram comedy person that just posts the shittiest skits and the dumbest fucking trends? An Instagram comedy person that's also a prankster. But not only are they this double whammy of absolute loser, they are also an aspiring professional SoundCloud rapper and DJ. Fucking 4 horsemen of the apocalypse all rolled up into one pathetic fucking loser. I'm talking about an Instagram comedian called James. I'm gonna give you no more information about him because he's so desperate for clout, just trying very hard to climb his way up to the bosom and suckle from the juicy tit of internet points that he'll go as far as to fake a coronavirus outbreak on a plane. And that's even giving him way too much credit for what he tried because he didn't put any effort into it. It's not even a good joke or an attempt at a joke. In a nutshell, this man, James, very desperately wanted to create a viral video, so he pretended that he had the coronavirus on a plane, which ended up ruining the vacation of everyone on board and ruining multiple other flights because of the fucking domino effect that it caused. So I'll just give you the quick excerpt from his recent interview.
Was supposed to be a joke.
I stood up, I said, I just returned from a flight from Hunan province. I might have said, this is the capital for coronavirus. And then I said, I don't feel too well.
What made you want to do that?
Well, it was really just to create a viral video.
That was a good one, buddy!
James looks like that middle school substitute teacher that all the students would make fun of and not respect their authority. But yeah, there you go, case closed, baby. You heard it right from the horse's asshole here. He just wanted to create a great viral video, which didn't work. Not only did the video not go viral, not even the story is popular. This clip only has 4,000 views. There's only 2 articles written about it. One of them's from Vice, so that immediately doesn't count. No one gives a shit about anything you've ever done, James, as if that wasn't clear enough by your shitty SoundCloud career that's going absolutely nowhere. The only people that care about this are me and all of the people whose vacation you ruined. not only did this plane have to get turned around so he could get kicked off of it so it didn't go to its intended destination, thus fucking all of those travelers' plans, it also altered multiple other planes' paths because of this little stunt that he pulled. He's just a true piece of shit, and he looks like Harry Potter with a severe meth addiction. So why do I care about this story? Well, beyond the fact that the joke itself is so terrible, I think it all illustrates the disease that social media points have infected some of these absolute delusional losers with. I talked about it in a recent video where I mentioned YouTubers crying and melting down all the time. But not only do they just desperately want this imaginary clout shit on the internet, they have been trained to be so totally humorless that this fucking loser James thought that that was somehow a joke. This isn't even the first time he's done a plane prank, as he calls it. He did one a few years ago where he stood up using nearly the same script as this one. He stood up and said, "Can I have your attention, everyone? Lil Wayne's new album just dropped." And then sat back down. That was his plane prank viral video attempt. I mean, that's harmless, but it's so fucking garbage, it makes me want to puke. It's fucking bad. Between Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and Twitter, internet humor has lost all entertainment value to anyone over the age of 11. It's fucking gross how not entertaining the fucking comedy skits and pranks and shit are in the popular internet shit. You know, set aside the severity of the coronavirus and all that shit, you should be allowed to joke about anything you want to joke about. But this shit here is such a lame attempt at a joke, I actually can't wrap my fucking head around how anyone could even look at that and for even a moment be like, ah, that was a joke. Because it's so fucking terrible. Take, for example, TikTok. The vast majority of your popular TikTok comedy videos are goofy dance. And then somehow people are mandark laughing to it, ha ha ha, ha 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 ha, going fucking wild, leaving millions of hearts on it, and that shit is training these turbo virgin, humorless losers to think that, so that's comedy. I'd straight up prefer Amy Schumer than the fucking internet comedians on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and shit like that. It is truly god-awful shit. And a lot of it's just being a straight up public nuisance. Recording in public where you're pouring Gatorade and shit on the floor to the sound of some popular pop music. It's just genuine degeneracy. I remember there was a popular one a while ago. This predates even TikTok. This is probably before some people were even born watching this. There was the put them in a coffin where you jump on shit and cross your arms and just destroy whatever you land on. So people go into gas stations, just say, put them in a coffin and jump on the fucking shipwreck, knock it all over and run away, leaving it for them to clean up. That's the kind of shit that people are getting trained to think is comedy. Because some of that shit just goes absolutely viral, licking ice cream and shit right off the shelf and putting it back. It's fucking upsetting stuff. Like, if I was on this plane and James ruined my vacation with that shit, I'd be livid. I'd be mad. I'd be like, damn you, James. Damn you, grr, I'm mad. But as I simmered down, relaxed, fucking drank eucalyptus oil or something, I don't know, some calming shit, I'd be even fucking madder at the fact that James thought that that was somehow a joke. That comedy has so little meaning to the internet anymore that James was somehow trained to think that that was a joke. It's fucking, that's the most upsetting part, to be honest. That would be what would make me even, that would fucking grease my asshole even harder than just having my vacation ruined because of some fucking public nuisance loser. Just him being taught that that is somehow a prank. It's just fucking upsetting stuff, to be honest. Really, piece of shit. James, big piece of shit. But I will say, I think he's just the product of the Instagram comedians that have come before him, and just emulating the kind of behavior he sees from very popular viral shit on other platforms. But he's still a piece of shit. I'm not giving him excuses. I just think you have created monsters like James. That's about it. So yeah. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. YouTube trends are getting so bad they're starting to kill people now. This story right here is one of the stupidest stories I've seen in quite a while. It's also incredibly sad and disturbing. So the short of it, this couple had a channel. I'm not going to say the name of the channel because I don't want people to go on there and harass them or anything like that. So it's a fresh channel that aimed to emulate what a lot of successful channels on YouTube are currently doing, which is fake shitty pranks. Prank is a word that has completely lost all meaning whatsoever. Popular pranks include kissing actresses on the street after playing rock, paper, scissors and paying them a lot of money to make out with you on camera, pissing on people's shoes and making people angry but saying it's just a prank so they're wrong for being angry, and all of it's staged, but somehow the majority of people under the age of 13 think that the pranks are very entertaining and real, and I just think the whole situation of pranks on YouTube is perhaps the worst thing that ever happened to the platform. But I'm not here to rant about fake pranks and shit. These two, their prank that killed this man was he held up a book and she shot the book with a .50 caliber round. I don't know how the fuck this is even loosely considered a prank. Who's being pranked? I guess the boyfriend because he died from it, so joke's on him, but even by YouTube standards, no one would really consider this stunt a prank. They would consider it a stunt. An Evel Knievel type stunt, except dialed to 3000, or maybe magic, an illusion like the catching bullet magic trick, except that takes planning and you don't actually just fucking execute someone with a gun. So, unsurprisingly, when the girlfriend shot the book, it went right through the book and just obliterated the man. He died. And it was right in front of their 3-year-old daughter. I don't know how the fuck they got their hands on a .50 caliber round. That's not exactly easy to acquire. That's not something you can just walk outside and pick off of a fucking bush. But somehow they acquired the tools necessary for this video idea that they thought was going to explode and go viral. But the only thing that exploded was the man's chest after the .50 caliber round went right through it. I don't know how stupid you have to be to think a book can stop a .50 caliber round and just get lodged on page 200 or something, depending on the thickness of the book. But you could have a fucking building in between you and a .50 caliber round, and there's still a good chance that bullet's gonna get right through you. A .50 caliber round is no joke whatsoever. You can't hold up Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets and expect to fucking block a .50 caliber round. It's not a vibranium shield like Captain America. It doesn't say what book they tried to use to stop the bullet, but anything shy of adamantium was doomed to fail. I imagine they probably used a phone book, and that's just not even close to thick enough. However, if they had used my overpriced college textbook on physiology, there's a really good chance that it may have actually stopped the .50 caliber round. This whole story really is extremely sad because now the daughter is traumatized, the girlfriend will never forget this, and she's definitely going to jail for it. And the whole situation could have been avoided if YouTubers hadn't distorted what a prank was and have to keep one-upping themselves with kidnap prank gone wrong. Almost killing my brother, gone sexual, shit like that, and then it encourages stupid people to give it a try too, and then they do some dumb shit like this. Now, in a world of fake pranks on YouTube, I will commend these two for at least giving it the real deal. They used a real .50 caliber round, a real book, and this was a real gone wrong prank. Well, that's about it. I just wanted to share this story with you because it made me extremely sad and angry to read about it, so yeah, that's it.